The waiter, taking advantage of people's inattention, secretly dropped half a pound of laxatives into the plate, then brought it to the female model. Starving and desperate, she immediately began eating, completely unaware that the laxatives had already entered her mouth. However, as soon as she finished eating and put down the spoon, she suddenly felt her stomach churning violently. Panicked, she rushed to the restroom, not knowing that 5 of the 6 steel doors had already been locked. The woman had no choice but to follow the plan and rush into the innermost stall, then leaned on the toilet, vomiting violently. At this moment, the teammate seized the opportunity to approach the woman, appearing concerned. In reality, all attention was focused on the necklace. With a flip of the hand, they easily grabbed the 6,000-carat diamond necklace. Then she immediately went to the corridor and threw the necklace into a bowl being washed. When the oblivious waiter carried the plate to the kitchen, teammate Rihanna immediately retrieved it and placed it in the sink. Taking advantage of a moment when no one was watching, she fished out the necklace and put it in her pocket. Then, under the pretense of going to the restroom, she went into the bathroom. Once seated, she immediately opened the nearby steel door, took out the pre-prepared tools, and began dismantling the necklace. By this time, the vomiting female model finally walked out of the restroom. Seeing the necklace missing, the security guard was immediately dumbfounded. Realizing what had happened, he instantly locked down the entire museum and conducted a thorough check of every visitor. However, just as everyone gathered together, the teammate immediately launched the next operation. Using a selfie stick, he aligned pre-recorded photos with the surveillance cameras. Then, drawing on years of practiced agility, climbed to the top of the exhibition hall. Descending along a rope to the designated spot, he immediately removed the precious exhibit from the statue for himself, then replaced it with a fake, mixing real and counterfeit. Next, the bag filled with jewels was tied to a toy boat. Under the teammate's control, it was successfully transported out of the exhibition hall. Once secured, the woman immediately pushed the jewels to her partner and, with the help of a garbage truck, completed the final transfer. However, just as everyone thought the mission was complete, an unexpected event occurred. A security guard arrived outside the room where Rihanna was. Seeing the guard about to break in, the teammate had to act immediately. She placed the pre-made fake into the pool, then retrieved it, claiming it had been accidentally found. The female model was overjoyed upon seeing the necklace, and all the security personnel instantly relaxed. Taking advantage of the moment, Rihanna quickly finished dismantling and processing the necklace, then instructed the waiter teammate to discreetly hand the disassembled jewelry to the 7 female companions present. Afterward, the group confidently walked out of the museum banquet hall. In the end, all the jewelry, valued at $350 million, was smuggled out. When the necklace was later returned for inventory inspection, the lender realized it had already been switched. At this time, the 8 members of the female thief group had already traveled overseas, selling the stolen jewels at sky-high prices to Blackstone, completing a flawless crime. From that moment on, everyone lived their dream life.